Hello investors and traders, and welcome to the weekly market report with the market guys. I'm AJ Monty. This is a one-year daily candle chart of the Dow Jones Industrial Average ETF, ticker symbol DIA. And as I do each and every week, I've left my lines on the chart from last week's report so you can see just how accurate the forecasts are. This diagonal line here is what I drew last week. Now remember, there was no price action here when I drew that line last week, and this was my forecast showing where I thought the market would go. Lo and behold, what happened? We went right down to the bottom support level right here, and we bounced as predicted. Now, this is not a magic trick, and it's certainly not tea leaves and a crystal ball. It's simply technical analysis using a 200-year-old method called candlestick charting. The markets become very predictable when you could read the supply and demand between the buyers and the sellers. And that's all that we're doing here, is we're measuring the force behind the sellers and we're measuring the force behind the buyers when the buyers finally take over. Now, if I zoom in here, you'll see that once I've deleted this line, I will then forecast what I think is going to happen next week. And this gap up here, I'll label that for you right there, that becomes a magnet on the short-term chart. So what I think could happen next week is I think the price will move back up to that gap fill point, and then I think we'll pull back from resistance. You see, once a gap fills, the gap becomes a resistance point. And that's why I drew that line right there, and I drew that pivot point right there, because that's what I think the forecast is going to be for next week. Now, if I go to the S&P 500, which is shown through the ETF SPY, that's also known as spiders, again, that line from last week is in place, and look how perfectly the market followed that line. Just like that, came down to the support level, and again, it bounced. Now, with the S&P, there's also another gap up here. So I'll draw another horizontal line from that gap fill point, and I'm going to erase this line. And so that way you can really look at what happens next week as I draw my forecast. You'll see this is what I think will happen right there, and then I think we'll pull back from that point. Moving on to the Qs. That's ticker symbol QQQ, also known as the power shares. It mainly represents the NASDAQ market or the tech sector. And you'll see, again, like clockwork, the market came right down. It filled this gap like I said it would. And the only interesting thing about the NASDAQ that really separates itself from the other markets is that this is a bearish engulfing pattern right here. So the test is going to be next week to see whether or not the market holds this support level. If we break down below that support level, then we could go a lot lower. So I think for now we're going to have to wait to see if that support level holds, and then we'll get a better read on it next week. Now if I look at the Russell 2000, which is a more broad-based index, again, it followed my line perfectly. I said we would pull back from this trend line. We did that. What I think could happen very easily is I think next week we will bounce and go back up to retest that trend line and then pull back from there. So I'm going to erase this line. I'll leave my new line in place, again, so that you can put me to the test and verify how accurate technical analysis is. And then hopefully you'll be able to follow along each and every week and manage risk accordingly. Now finally, I talk about the VIX quite often. The VIX is the volatility index. It's an oscillating index that basically measures the volatility for the S&P. I said that we would go up. I'll zoom in here a little bit further for you. I said that we would go up on the VIX, and look where the high was, within pennies of the end of my line right there. So I'm going to remove this drawing, and I'm going to say that this could very well move up and put pressure on the market. I think for now the VIX is probably going to stay within this range. That's what I think is going to be the trading channel, sideways trading channel. Once the VIX breaks out to the upside and goes over this resistance, that's when the market becomes extremely bearish. So keep an eye on the VIX, put it on your watch list. It's a phenomenal leading indicator, and I think it'll really help you with your own forecasting for the general markets. Finally, go to themarketguys.com. We have a video tab right there. You click on the video link. It'll bring you to the video library, and you can learn more about technical analysis and what I'm talking about. This is a free offering for you. These are called Market Shots. They're 3 to 7 minute, very short videos that'll teach you what gaps are about, teach you how to manage risk. It'll teach you head and shoulders patterns. And this role reversal right here is really incredible. When I was trading gold and silver, just learning about the role reversal, support and resistance and how that works helped make me $1 million before I was 30 years old. Absolutely incredible information right here that we're offering, and I'm hoping that you find value in it. Again, this is AJ Monty, Chief Market Strategist for The Market Guys. Thanks for listening. So long.
For almost 3 decades, AJ Monty has motivated audiences worldwide about creating personal wealth and winning in business. His time-tested risk management strategies focus on ideas that involve a keep it super simple approach, also known as the KISS principle. These concepts have been delivered to people in over 16 countries around the world, reaching audiences in the millions. AJ is a best-selling author of 2 books, The Market Guy's 5 Points for Trading Success and Take Charge of Your Money Now, both of which have been featured on PBS Television, Fox Business News, ABC TV, as well as Sirius Money Radio. As a financial educator and consultant, he has worked with some of the most recognized names in the financial industry. Companies like Bank of America, Charles Schwab, E-Trade Financial, Scotiabank, and TD Ameritrade's Thinkorswim. If you have ever been challenged with having to make a tough decision regarding when to buy or sell a stock, then help is on the way. The Options Oracle and Equity Oracle Alert services are designed to help you make those tough decisions. AJ will not only help you find the best trade candidates, but he will also lay out the exit strategy for each position in an easy-to-understand format that anyone can follow.
Hi, my name is AJ Monty, Chief Market Strategist for The Market Guys. For almost 30 years, I've traded stocks, options, futures, and even currencies. I've traveled the world teaching people just like you how to profit in the market using time-tested strategies that focus on risk management. You see, the secret to making money in the market depends on your ability to limit losses when you're wrong. In other words, if you want to make a lot of money in the market, don't lose a lot of money in the market. Now that may sound funny, but it's true. Most investors are challenged with 2 questions. The first question is, how do you find a good stock? Well, the best way to find the right stock starts with eliminating all of the stocks you would not invest in. This process of elimination is called stock screening. And our services help you overcome the odds so you're putting your money where the money is going. We're simply following the trends. The second question most people ask of me is, when is it time to sell? Well, if you don't have an answer to this question, then you might find yourself in a position where you're holding on to your stocks when things go against you. This is the worst thing you could possibly do because I believe this is no longer a buy and hold market. It has evolved into a buy and protect market. Holding on and hoping for things to get better is not a strategy. In fact, doing this will eventually lead you to a catastrophic loss, and you wouldn't want that. Our trade alert services help answer these 2 questions. Not only will I help you find the right trade candidate, but I'll also show you how to use the charts to manage risk. I don't use the charts to predict the future. I use them to protect the future. The charts tell me when it's time to get out as well as when it's time to get in. And that's what I'd like to teach you as well. We have 2 services, the Equity Oracle and the Options Oracle. The Equity Oracle is an alert service for traders who would like to trade only equities, whereas the Options Oracle is our premier alert service for both equity and option traders. Each alert is laid out in an easy-to-understand format that shows charts depicting entry and exit points. Risk management is our cornerstone of each service, so you don't have to struggle with the decision of when to get out or when a trade goes against you, when should I take my loss. The strategy is to use the KISS principle, keeping it super simple. As a bonus, you'll have access to a live Q&A session as well, each and every month. This is where you can submit a stock symbol, and I will analyze these stocks while we discuss the best trading strategies for each position. And it gets better. In addition to the alert service and the live monthly Q&A sessions, we're also developing a member page that will include instructional videos about how to get the most out of our service. Without question, this is the best trade alert service available on the market, and we look forward to having you as our newest subscriber. Simply click on the link below to subscribe. It's easy. Once again, I'm AJ Monty, Chief Market Strategist for the Market Guys. Thanks for watching.
Enrolling in this service is easy. Simply click on the link below to subscribe, and your weekly alert will be delivered right to your email box. And if you act now, we will include AJ's best-selling book, The Market Guy's 5 Points for Trading Success. This is a first-time offer that will get you on the road to success and keep you there. Remember, if you continue to do what you've always done, things will never change. Positive results will only come after you have taken the first step in the right direction. We look forward to having you as our newest member.